viewers, welcome to Supergrads. तो कैसी चल रही है आप लोगों की IPMAT entrance test की preparation? I am sure that you're putting your best foot forward to ace the verbal ability section of this entrance test. Well, in a lot of our previous sessions, we've discussed the importance of reading the newspaper, which will have a very positive impact on your preparation. आज के सेशन में हम डिस्कस करेंगे हाउ टू रीड द न्यूज़पेपर द एडिटोरियल सेक्शन ऑफ द न्यूज़पेपर राइट टू एनहांस not just your verbal ability score but your interview scores as well. So let's get started. Now before we understand how to read the newspaper right, let's understand why is reading the newspaper so important. See, बहुत simple है. Verbal ability section, what is the verbal ability section all about? It's about reading right, it's about comprehending right, it's about having your vocab and grammar in place, right? Now, challenge क्या है इसमें? सबसे बड़ा challenge क्या है? I believe the variety and the vastness. So let's understand this with the help of an example. मैम, कितने वर्ड्स पढ़ लो, मॉक में तो कुछ नए वर्ड्स आ जाते हैं. मैम, एक पैराग्राफ पढ़ के अगले में जाओ तो पिछला तो हम भूल जाते हैं. होता है. Now, how will reading the newspaper address these issues? Let's understand. So, when you start reading the newspaper, you are exposed to a diversified range of diversified topics. Kaise? So, you get to see news from regional to national to international news. You get to see news based on sports, business, economics, politics, and the list is really long. So, your exposure will help you रीड डाइवर्सिफाइड टॉपिक्स और जितना डाइवर्सिफाइड हम रीडिंग करते हैं जितना हमारी फेमिलराइजेशन अलग अलग टॉपिक से होता है उतना हमारा कॉम्प्रिहेंशन ऑटोमेटिकली स्ट्रांग होता चला जाता है सो व्हेन यू रीड डाइवर्सिफाइड टॉपिक्स यू रीड फॉर कॉम्प्रिहेंशन आपकी कॉम्प्रिहेंशन इंप्रूव होती चली जाती है एंड थिंक अबाउट इट उसका इम्पैक्ट आपकी वर्ड बैंक पे कैसे पड़ता है I'll again explain this with the help of an example. So sometimes an important piece of news is discussed at length for days together in the newspaper. So, and you get to see a lot of high frequency words in the newspaper. So, when you come across a word for the first time, you probably look it up in the dictionary. Then imagine you come across the same word again while reading the news the second day. You'll probably think, oh, I know the word, but I don't remember the meaning. Now you come across the same word the third time. This time you will confidently say, I know the word. Magical, right? And then imagine the kind of impact you will have on the interviewer if you are well versed with, if you're aware of the latest that is happening in and around the world. So, reading the newspaper right will have a very positive impact on your verbal ability section as well as on your interview. Now, let's understand how to read the newspaper right. Now, see, first and foremost, we have to read diversified topics. So, as already discussed, reading diversified topics will be very important. So, you should not stick to a particular genre or particular section. You should read uh, from as much as possible from the different sections of the newspaper. Then you have to be consistent. तो जब हम diversified पढ़ते हैं और हम consistently पढ़ते हैं बिना gaps के पढ़ते हैं तो उससे हमारी reading comprehension और हमारी speed पे फर्क पड़ता है. देखो कैसे. सो आपने किसी टॉपिक को अगर पहली बार पढ़ा आपकी उससे फेमिलैरिटी नहीं थी आपको उसका जॉनर नहीं समझ में आया आपको उसका वर्ड्स नहीं समझ में आए लेकिन आपने उसी को जब दोबारा पढ़ा मे बी नेक्स्ट डे सो और मे बी थर्ड डे और मे बी यू रीड अबाउट इट इन सम अदर कॉन्टेक्स्ट तो आपका कॉम्प्रिहेंशन इम्प्रूव होगा आपकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग इम्प्रूव हो जाएगी और जितनी हमारी अंडरस्टैंडिंग एनहांस होती है उसका स्पीड पर नेचुरली बहुत पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट आता है तो जितनी अच्छी कॉम्प्रिहेंशन उतनी ही अच्छी स्पीड कम comprehension, कम speed. अच्छा comprehension, better speed. And what do you think is an important component of these entrance tests? It's about speed as well, right? Now, when you start reading, make sure that you have a dedicated notebook to make notes. तो कोई भी अच्छे words, कोई भी अच्छे phrases, कोई भी अच्छे thoughts जो आपके सामने आते हैं, make sure that you note them down somewhere. And then the periodic revision is, of course, very important. Maybe every third day, maybe every fourth day, revisit reread and make sure that the concepts are that you're able to retain these concepts. Now let's understand what to read. Now see, before you start reading the editorial section of the newspaper, make sure that you read the front page news also. Now, why front page news before the editorial section and how are these two connected? Let's understand. See, जब हम फ्रंट पेज में जो न्यूज़ जाती है, जनरली व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट कैरेक्टरिस्टिक ऑफ दिस पीस ऑफ न्यूज़? वन, इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Second, it is factual. So फ्रंट पेज में न्यूज़ जो हमें दिखती है वो जनरली बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होने के साथ साथ फैक्चुअल होती है. दैट मीन्स जो चीज़ हुई जैसी हुई उसे फैक्चुअली ऑब्जेक्टिवली बिना किसी सब्जेक्टिविटी के यहाँ पर प्रेजेंट किया जाता है, राइट? एंड डू यू नो द फ्रंट पेज न्यूज़ often becomes the source of your editorial section. Let's understand how. So, first of all, the editorial section is the editorials are presented on a dedicated page of the newspaper called the editorial page. This is what it looks like. So, generally, you get to see two, sometimes three, or sometimes just one article in the editorial section. Now, these are written by the senior editorial staff of the publication. Now, the editorial board typically examines or evaluates the most crucial issues of the day um, for their readership, and they present their views here in the editorial section. Now, next to the editorial section, you see the op-ed section. Now, op-ed means opposite the editorial page. यहाँ पर हमें views मिलते हैं कुछ renowned subject matter experts के. Now, these people are not affiliated with the publication. These are subject matter experts. ये किसी भी crucial issue पे अपने views देते हैं. तो आपने जब फ्रंट पेज न्यूज़ पढ़ा तो आपको उसी टॉपिक के बारे में फैक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन मिलती है. जब आपने एडिटोरियल सेक्शन में उसके बारे में पढ़ा तो आपको एडिटर के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उसी इंफॉर्मेशन के बारे में एक पर्सपेक्टिव मिलता है. एंड व्हेन यू रीड द ओप एड सेक्शन यू गेट टू रीड स्ट्रॉन्ग फोकस्ड इन्फॉर्म्ड opinion of a subject matter expert in the op-ed section. Now comes the opinion section of the newspaper, which is placed here next to the editorial section of the newspaper. Now यहाँ पर किसी भी contemporary topic पे बहुत open platform को use करते हुए newspaper को as a platform use करते हुए generally in a conversational manner कोई भी issue discuss होता है. So देखो कितना अच्छा spectrum है. आपको कितना बड़ा व्यू मिलता है, फैक्चुअल मिलता है, एडिटर का मिलता है, एक एक्सपर्ट का मिलता है. So you're not just restricted to one perspective. आपको variety of perspective मिलते हैं for a certain important in piece of news. Then comes a another very important section, which should be a must read when it comes to reading newspaper, which is the text and context news section of the paper. यहाँ पर again you get to read about a wide variety of topics which are contemporary. So these could be social issues, this could be political issues, this could be religious. So anything which is contemporary, which is important, is discussed in the text and context section of the newspaper. And then comes the profile section of the newspaper. Now, this section is generally only the Sunday special of the newspaper, and this gives the in depth information about the various renowned leaders across the world. So, again, a very interesting section to read, generally appears only on Sundays and gives you information about some strong leaders that we have in and around the world. And now, another very useful section, a lesser known section of the newspaper, Know Your English section. Now, this section appears in the education section of the newspaper. यहाँ पर they give you tips to read, speak, and write English correctly. Again, in a very conversational manner. So, एक कॉलम होता है उसमें कुछ वर्ड्स होते हैं जो ऑडियंस जो रीडर्स पुट अप करते हैं एंड दीज आर आंसर्ड बाय एक्सपर्ट्स. सो यू गेट टू सी द वर्ड एंड राइट बिलो द नो योर इंग्लिश सेक्शन appears the word of the day section. Now here they just pick up a word, they give you the meaning of the word, they give you the pronunciation, they give you the usage, they give you the synonyms and everything that's relevant to the usage of the word. So reading the newspaper will offer you, especially the editorial section of the newspaper, will offer you so many benefits. So, having said that, I believe it won't be wrong to say that reading the editorial section of the newspaper is essential for those who wish to rise above the ordinary. Thank you.